on the site for some reason. Not nice gold back here. Okay, hello and welcome back to the Grandmasters League. I don't know why I say welcome back, because we haven't really left, but that's no big deal. We do have TheViper in red up to the north of the map, playing as Mayans, and his opponent, Tyrant DauT, although TheViper is a Tyrant as well, he just doesn't have the clan tag in his name. DauT in blue, down to the south of the map, playing as Aztecs. Interesting choice for DauT. We'll have to see how that one goes. And the map, of course, is Ghost Lake. This map chosen by DauT against TheViper here, and I'm not really sure about his choice. I was saying before that Viper chose Baltic against DauT after DauT has shown some very strong performances on that map, but now DauT choosing Ghost Lake against TheViper. That's interesting because we've already seen TheViper dominate Jordan 23 on Ghost Lake, and it was a very close game between Chris, but Chris managed to get a win against TheViper on Ghost Lake. So it's a little bit hit and miss, but TheViper, of course, playing as Mayans, probably one of his strongest civilizations right now, and DauT choosing this map against him. So nothing out of the ordinary here, just very, very standard sort of stuff. But one thing that does intrigue me is that DauT decided to go Aztecs, and we might see an interesting strategy out of him. We could see some very fast Eagle Warriors, but it's just curious to me why he would choose Aztecs against Mayans when he knows how good TheViper is with Mayans. He could have easily chosen to go for a Mayan war, or perhaps he's just trying to do something a little bit out of the ordinary and try and draw things level by doing something a little bit different, perhaps. I'm not really sure. But one thing to note is that DauT is going to have to be careful, because a lot of people say to me in a lot of videos, why don't people make elite Eagle Warriors against Mayan plumed archers? And I've never really offered an exact explanation to that. I've always just said, well, because plumed archers beat Eagle Warriors. And that is true when they're massed up enough, because people just think, well, hang on a minute, Elite Eagle Warriors, they've got 8 pierce armor when they're fully upgraded. Surely that means they can beat plumed archers. Well, you've got to bear in mind, plumed archers are very cheap in comparison. So if you have 40 plumed archers, that costs a lot less than 40 Eagle Warriors. Not only that, but archers, they can back themselves into little corners. You can get 40 plumed archers right there where that little villager is, and that's a very large amount of people firing out upon a very small surface area. And that way the elite Eagle Warriors, they come in, they get cut down by the plumed archers, and they can't attack them all at once. So the plumed archers end up winning that fight, especially once they have Thumb Ring upgraded, because they do fire all that more faster, which does mean that generally they actually do beat Eagle Warriors when they're massed up. Now the question is, if DauT does decide to go Eagle Warriors, which I think is really his only option, can he get enough Eagle Warriors out fast enough and with a big enough economy to outnumber the number of plumed archers that TheViper can get out on the field? We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be pretty close. Well, I don't know, is it going to be close? I have no idea, but DauT here could actually steal TheViper's boar. It looks like he's going to head straight over and do it. Is he going to do it? Is he going to try and get himself an extra little advantage by stealing that boar? It doesn't look like it. He is. He's going to go steal it. Is he going to steal it? Yes. Now, as I was saying to Fish the other day, the Eagle Warrior, it's not called a scout. It's called an Eagle Warrior because it doesn't usually scout. It just steals boar. That's the only use for the Eagle Warrior. It's a boar stealer. And DauT now is going to need every economic advantage he can get in this matchup, and he's got to be careful, otherwise he will lose that Eagle Warrior. He's going to have to be a little bit careful of that. But as I said, he is going to need every little advantage he can get, and TheViper might decide to head over and go and steal the boar of DauT. He could actually do it if he scouts it straight away. I don't know if he knows whether it's there yet. Nope, he doesn't, but he is heading in that direction, and he might just go, you know what, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. You steal my boar, I'll steal yours. We'll have to see if he goes for the boar steal, or if he's going to play it a little bit more gentlemanly and stay with just the one. Maybe he's feeling confident. We'll have to wait and see, but he needs to remember not to underestimate DauT. DauT hasn't been playing the best due to his hand, but no one should underestimate him. He is still a very, very strong player, and he can take games from pretty much anyone at this level. So DauT is going to successfully steal that boar, and that's a pretty good start for him. He's going to want to do that because he is likely to drush, as obviously the Aztecs do not have to research loom, so they do get that extra 50 gold for free, and it's likely that we'll see a drush coming out for him, the villager being sent over to the front now to build the barracks, and of course Ghost Lake, one of those maps that is just very, very hard to wall, and Viper of course not going to be able to wall against this drush that's going to be coming in. And Viper, of course, going to know that the drush is coming in, but is he going to steal the boar back? It looks like he's going to do it. Yep, he's going to do it. There we go. And DauT saying the only reason I stole your boar is so that you would re. Perhaps he thinks he's not got the best of maps. It doesn't look too bad to me. It looks like it could be fairly safe to wall this area. But Viper going to steal back, and it looks like DauT's going to try and prevent the steal. He might be able to do it. He kills off the Eagle Warrior, the boar won't make it back. If he gets in between the Eagle Warrior and the boar and delays the boar might run back, or he could attack the boar himself and decide to lure it away, but that would mean that he loses his scout. It's going to be close either way. He's going to try and chase this scout down and take it out, but his drush now going to start to come up very shortly. The Viper already got his barracks up, and he's starting to wall off a little bit as well. Is he going to make it? Is he going to make it? It looks like DauT is not going to be able to get the ball back, and Viper is going to steal in return, so they're both going to end up with 2 balls each, and now the Viper is going to have an advantage, because against an Aztec player you would assume that the Viper has not that the Viper, that the Mayan player has the advantage anyway already, so it's looking pretty hit and miss at the moment. It still could go either way, but Viper's drush already being created. DauT starting to get his militia out right now. Is he going to go for the 5 militia? He could go for the 5, but that would slow his feudal age down a lot. He's not taking any deer. The deer are very far away over this side. The Viper's deer are non-existent, it seems. I'm not really sure if he's going to be able to get deer at all, because I cannot see where they are. Doesn't look like they're even on the map, so Viper going to be delayed a little bit with no deer, as, oh no, they're over here. He might go for that, but he is walling it out, so it doesn't look likely. So DauT might decide, yeah, he's going to go for the 5 militia drush, and I thought perhaps he'd only go for the 3, let himself get up to the feudal age a little bit faster and do a little bit of a faster castle. We'll see how that goes. Starting to take his deer now, and if he does take the deer and the Viper doesn't, then he could gain himself a little advantage. You can already see that the Viper's not taking deer on this side, so not looking too bad from DauT here. But the Viper, actually with quite a nice map, he can wall this fairly easily. It looks like he's going to be able to wall it very shortly, as DauT comes in with his militia right now. If he can take out the villager that's building the wall, then obviously that Viper is not going to finish that at all, and he might be able to get a couple of villager picks as well. Viper with the 4 militia right there, and DauT with the 5 to come in, and there come the militia. Looks like Viper's going to head it off straight away. The Eagle Warrior is in there as well as a little bit of backup. He needs to get this next militia in pretty quickly though. He can't be doing with being outnumbered. Viper gonna add some villagers in as well, and DauT gonna have to move away for the time being. He needs to prevent this wall from going up though, because if the wall does complete, the Viper is gonna be pretty much walled in, and it's gonna be very hard for DauT to break through that wall a little bit later on. Let's see if he manages to actually pick off anything here. He might go for the eagle. It looks like Viper's going to continue to wall it up, and if DauT doesn't attack through this wall now, then he's going to be walled out, and his rush is going to be pretty much ineffective, and that is not so good, because he did spend an extra 60 food than the Viper in creating this rush. He's going to get in there. Is he going to stay in, or is he going to go out? I don't know. He's going to block it, and the Viper's going to wall him out, and he is absolutely safe for the time being. There is nothing that DauT is going to be able to do now to get in, unless it breaks the man-at-arms or takes out the barracks or just takes out a piece of wall. It's going to be a while before he can do that though. DauT up to the feudal age, a little bit slower than the Viper, but of course the Viper didn't spend that extra 60 food on the militia. But DauT starting to take the deer, or continuing to take the deer down here. The Viper is still without deer, and that could give DauT a nice little food advantage going into the feudal age. It could give him enough of an advantage to make upgrading to men-at-arms worthwhile, but DauT not really paying attention here. The wall actually being destroyed, and Viper going to come in, and I think he's going to go straight for this militia here because it's on low health, catching DauT off guard a little bit. DauT going to lose one of his militia, and now the Viper has got the upper hand in this little skirmish, and DauT is going to have to move away because he has more damage done, and if it was a straight up fight right now, there is no doubt that the Viper will win unless DauT brings his eagle in. But then again, the Viper could bring his eagle in as well. We'll have to see if that one works out for him. DauT now going to fight with his Eagle Warrior in the mix. Is he going to be able to win this one? It's going to be very close. One more militia gone for DauT, and Viper trying to focus down that Eagle Warrior there, and it looks like he is going to end up winning this, and he could even bring this militia in from the side. I'm not really sure why that one isn't fighting. If it was, then maybe he would have been able to win that little battle, but it looks like DauT going to be able to take out the Viper's Drush, and they're both up to the feudal age right now. What is DauT going to do? An archery range straight on the side right there. We're not going to see man-at-arms. He doesn't have enough militia to make it worthwhile. He's got 3 right there, and there really is not much use of man-at-arms in this situation. DauT is going to make 2 archery ranges though, and the front of his map going to be so hard for him to wall actually. There is no way he's going to be able to wall this very easily, and of course now the Viper completely walled for now, absolutely fine for the time being. Viper does have an archery range right here and a blacksmith. It's a pretty standard build. He's going to go for the fast castle and go for crossbows up to castle already at 14 minutes 43. DauT still feudal for now. He's adding his second archery range on and making archers, so he's going to be very slow up to the castle age. The blacksmith going up at the back, but he simply does not have enough food. It's a good job he did take these deer, otherwise he's going to be he would have been struggling even more for food. But the Viper already up to the castle age, the second archery range coming in and archers coming out as well. We're going to see crossbows from him very shortly, and I think crossbows are going to be really bad for DauT in this situation because of course DauT cannot wall the front of his map, and that is never a good thing. He's had this Highland villager for quite some time as well. I don't think he's really realised that. So the fact that he cannot wall the front of his base does mean that the Viper can bring crossbows in very easily and do a lot of damage because of it. And I thought for a second DauT would have upgraded man-at-arms there, but he didn't. Sorry, I thought he did. He shouldn't have done, so I'm not surprised he didn't. But I thought I just heard it upgrade because he was sending villagers forwards. Might go and try and put a tower on here. There's very little he's actually going to be able to do now to claw this one back. It's looking like the Viper already going up to castle, so he's going to gain a huge advantage because of that, and it's looking very much in his favour already, especially as DauT is going Aztecs. And of course once the Viper does get castle and get that castle out, he's going to be making plumed archers very easily indeed. Going to clean up these militia, very easily done, no problem whatsoever. And DauT here with a tower. What a bad place for a tower though. I don't know why he decided to put it there. He knows that the Viper is not gathering anything from here, and this tower in a bad position because it's not covering anything. It's pretty much useless unless he just wants to bust down this palisade and get in. But I mean, a tower over here, that would have made a lot more sense. You can see already that the wood is being chopped on this side, and a tower on here would have done a lot more to disrupt the Viper than a tower on this side, so I'm a bit confused why DauT decided to put it there. I'm not really sure that was the best decision, and of course the Viper up to the castle age right now. DauT halfway there, but it really is quite far away. Viper, of course, crossbowmen being researched, sending out these archers already. They do have +1, +2 likely to be on the way, and it is, and the tower goes up. And I'm just a little bit concerned for DauT now. The tower in such a bad position, and he's not castle yet, and he's about to have crossbowmen in his base. He might be adding in some skirmishers, but nope, he's adding in more archers of his own, and the Viper is on his way in, and I don't know if he's going to be able to defend against crossbows with +2. He might decide to get +1 defense pretty shortly. He's got the food for it. Whether or not he actually upgrades it, I don't know, but it could help him out. It looks like he's going to be a little bit outnumbered here against DauT, but I'm a little bit concerned for DauT here. DauT's tower, such a bad position for him, and now the Viper into his base with the crossbows. Is he going to be able to do much damage here? We'll have to see. He might be able to pick off a villager on the edge of these farms. He's not going to break through very easily without getting close to the TC, so DauT with quite a nice little makeshift wall here. He's managed to wall this and this, which does mean that his TC is quite in a nice position, and the Viper, if he does get back here, will deal so much damage. But right now, DauT actually managing to make do with quite a bad map, so it's certainly not too bad. It could be a lot worse, but of course the Viper might try and break through the palisade here. I don't know how the hell he's attacking that palisade, because I can't even click on that palisade. So, oh, there we go, there it is. And he's going to actually break through there reasonably soon. DauT, though, coming from behind right now. He's not got +2 just yet. He might have it in a second, but now he should, if Viper miss micros, should be able to clean up this army from him. But let's just see the micro here. DauT managing to avoid, miss every arrow. Viper just catching wind of one right there, and it looks like Viper's micro just so damn good. He's just managing to take off a lot of hit points from these crossbows here, losing a few more. It's now 4 on 3, and Viper going to beat that, even though he did have the disadvantage going into that little battle. Nicely done by him, cleans that up very nicely, and DauT without much of an army at all. A siege workshop forwards here. He's trying to do something a little bit out of the ordinary to, you know, just try and do something different and get his way back into this game. This is going to be hard though. Viper going to clean it up with these crossbows here. DauT going to lose 3 more villagers over at this side, and this is certainly not looking good for him. A Mangonel coming out. He could break down this palisade pretty easily, try and do some damage to the crossbows, but it's certainly not looking good right now. 400 score lead or 300 score lead for the Viper. DauT with a very little army left at all, and he needs to get up to the Imperial Age to really make a very fast sort of elite Eagle Warrior rush, which is pretty much the only way he's going to get himself back into this game. Viper, larger army count, he knows very well about this, and DauT does have a Mangonel, but is he going to be able to do enough with that Mangonel to bring things a bit more level? I don't know. Viper might see it coming and might be able to avoid the shots from it, but it looks like he's going to ignore that right there and just head straight over back to DauT's base. He's going to go straight in at the front, because DauT, of course, unable to wall properly here, and if they have a skirmish in the centre of the map, the Viper will win it. He does have the larger numbers here, and of course, as we've already seen, he does have the better micromanagement, as yeah, he's now doubling the number that DauT has right there. And I'm a little bit concerned for DauT right now. The Mangonel comes out, but the Viper going to go straight in with his Eagle Warrior, and the Eagle Warrior might be able to take that Mangonel out before it does any damage at all, and that is certainly not going to be good for DauT, as that is a lot of resources lost and pretty much no damage done. So that's concerning. DauT losing his Mangonel over that side, and Viper now going to come straight into his base with quite a lot of crossbows again at the front, and DauT just simply does not have enough military to deal with this. He would have been better off putting the siege workshop at home and defending with it, but I just don't see how he's going to come back from this position. 45 population for DauT. Viper on 64 right now, with much larger army. He's already got 1, 2, and 3 town centres up. DauT still only on the 1 town centre, and Viper's just going to start accelerating away from him here. DauT just looking to be really struggling with his army, and big battle, well, not a big battle, a little battle in the middle, and it looks like they're both coming off with the same number of losses and kills. But Viper quick to reinforce on this side. He's already got more crossbows heading out across the map, and still only on the 2 archery ranges as well, and Viper now starting to take some stone as well, which does mean that he should be able to get a castle out reasonably soon. Whether he'll get the castle before he goes Imperial, I don't know, but he could just come forward with a castle now, and I think he'd feel pretty confident in doing so. He's got the numbers he needs of crossbows to keep the castle safe while it goes up, though it's not really his style to go with a forward castle that I've seen so far. And still trying to have a little bit of a micro war in the centre. Viper trying to pick off more crossbows where he can. DauT, though, still so far from Imperial Age right now. He's backed himself into a little corner. His economy looking very, very bad. Still only on the 1 town centre, and he can't get another town centre out anywhere because he has no stone. Stone, of course, on this side and here, which is pretty much controlled by the Viper at the moment. Unless DauT can take out all the crossbows from him, then he will not be able to gather the stone in peace for long before the Viper finds him and takes him out. So DauT certainly not looking good, and Mangonel again at the Siege Workshop back here, but I'm a little bit concerned that he's not going to be able to do much with it again. Viper still keeping the pressure on, he's still got the map control, and he's almost got enough for that castle. Will he make the castle though? That's the question. If he does drop the castle onto DauT's base, that could be huge for him, and still just patrolling, making sure he's got the map coverage and map control, which he does have. DauT's Mangonel making it out now, and he might try and join that up with his army. If he does do that and manages to hit a lot of the Viper's crossbows, then he could gain a little advantage. The Viper going to come around the back though, and crossbows here, oh, that is going to be ugly, and it looks like Viper's going to head straight into this direction. He's got the scout, he knows that the wood camps are here. If his crossbows get back here, that's going to be a lot of dead villagers for DauT, and this is not good. DauT's going to see the crossbows now. He thought perhaps Viper retreated. He's going to find that, uh-oh, Viper's in the back of my base, and I've just lost 6 or 7 villagers, and there's going to be more lost at this rate. It looks like he's going to just keep going in. Fortunately, he's not open. There's still a tree there blocking Viper's entry to his base, but he is still at the back of his base. He can still bring crossbows here, and now DauT trying to do a little bit of a counter-attack on the front. He's got 2-3 Mangonels, and Viper's going to be hard pressed to actually stop the Mangonels. He's going to have to make a Siege Workshop of his own, but the Viper back here killing so many units, trying to focus down this house. I think he'd be better off bringing some crossbows back here, but just so very well done, killing so many villagers. Viper on 88 population, DauT on 62, still only with the 1 TC. He's still not gathering any stones, so he's not going to be able to get one up anytime soon, and he's just kind of going, you know what, this is going to have to be it. This is going to be my sort of all-in attack. I've got no economy behind this. I'm just going to have to do what damage I possibly can. He's got 2-3 Mangonels here. He could try and take out this town centre from the Viper, but of course he's going to see that the Viper's got a lot more economy than him right now. The Viper, Mangonel out, taking out the Mangonel from DauT already. That makes it 2-1, and if the Viper loses another Mangonel, then DauT loses another Mangonel, there's going to be very little he can do. Looks like Viper, oh, it's so close. Is he going to take out the Mangonel from DauT? Yes, he is. That Mangonel, a hero, and DauT resigns, and this is really not good for him. Viper managed to kill so many villagers back here, and granted, DauT did not have the best of maps. Very, very, very hard for him to wall, but just also very well played from the Viper. Obviously Mayan's such a strong civ for him, and he does know how to play them very well indeed. Viper pretty much dominating that game, there was no real question about it, and that means that the Viper gains another 3 points, putting him so far ahead of the rest of the league that it's impossible now for anyone to catch up to the first position. So congratulations to him. He is going to finish number 1 with still one more set to play, and whatever happens, if he loses against Tim 2-0, if he wins against Tim 2-0, or even if he draws, he's still going to finish first now, even if everyone else wins their round 6 and round 7 games. So very well done to him. I'm going to be interested to see who comes 2nd and 3rd. There might be playoffs in round 8, best of 3 and best of 5, sort of round robin style thing, to see who gets the podium positions, but congratulations to the Viper, dropping 2 games so far in the whole tournament, and taking this by storm. So very well played to him. He is going to finish first. So there we go. That's it for today. There will be more games tomorrow between Ming and Tim, and then unfortunately, because Jordan and Dog have been very busy, their games won't be played until Sunday, but they will be brought to you on Sunday as well. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.